Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yeah, we're painting again. And today we've got a few paints on the palette. Got the old oil paints going. Got some titanium white, lemon yellow, alizarin crimson, ultramarine blue, cerulean blue, and a little bit of cadmium red light. We're going to have a go at doing some boats. So let's get a brush ready. Oh, actually, what I might do is use a bit of chalk and do a little bit of a sketch, maybe. So that's a bit of chalk here, and we'll have our. I'm going to go for my main boat about there. And sail sort of there, and then another sail behind. Out there. And then another sail sort of here. Something like that, and then I'll have like a bit of a reflection in the water. In the same sort of areas, of course, and then maybe have a couple of, maybe the horizons about there, and then maybe I could have another couple of boats, smaller ones sort of here. Maybe another one there, just to give it a bit of balance. Maybe I can do a sort of a different shape, something like that. Something like that anyway. We'll get it going, and then we'll start with maybe blocking in the sky first. I've got got an old filbert brush here. Use a bit of cerulean blue, a bit of ultramarine blue, cerulean blue together with some white. Nice, quite a nice sky colour really. If you want to cool it down, use a little bit of ultramarine. If you want to warm it up, a little bit of the old cerulean blue. So I'm going to start throwing my paint in, just sort of scrubbing it in there. Want it quite nice. Nice and blue at the top. Something like that. And then below that I'm going to go lighter. So I just wipe my brush. So I just wipe the excess paint on an old towel or an old rag or whatever you use. And then what I'm going to do is get some of the white. Get a nice light colour. So sometimes I'll just grab some pure white as well as the light bluey white as well. Just mixing it up a little bit so it's not all the same. And I'll paint around the boats just to get it started. mean, you don't have to have this bluey white. You can always go for more of a, you could put in like a yellow ochre or something to warm the sky up. It's up to you. You can make a lot of differences to your painting, doesn't it? And changing things, changing the colours. You could have more of a sunset and have the boats quite dark. You do all sorts of things. Just fill this in. Something like that. And now I'm sort of looking at the whole thing. Here and there, I want a little bit more of the light, a little bit more of that white. You can put like thicker brush strokes on if you want. I'm doing that at the moment, just getting some more thicker paint, more. So the good thing about oils is you can really pile the paint on. Just remember, they take longer to dry when you pile the paint high. So I think I might have an orange boat there. So moving down, I'm thinking straight strokes, thinking the water moving along. So I'm trying to think straight strokes. I'll start building this bit up a little bit, using a little bit of the ultramarine blue and white, and then maybe a bit more white for areas. Be cerulean blue in there. But I want like changes, a lot of changes in the colour. I don't want the colour to be the same, I want it to be differences. Like here there's some ultramarine. Being aware of this as well, being aware of that area. I want to move the canvas slightly. Let's get a little bit darker near the base as well, at the bottom part. Okay, something like that to start with. Now I want a bit more colour, so I need to inject a bit more life into the boats. Okay, a bit more blue. Now I'm going to start bringing in some colour. I think we're getting somewhere. I'm getting carried away. I start forgetting that I'm filming. I just enjoy myself painting. So I'm going to add some red. Let's really brighten this picture up to get it going. I've got a red sail there. So I'm going to use a little bit of crimson to get it started, I think. A little bit of this cadmium red light and crimson. Make a nice red, that will. We'll do that sail, and we'll have the sail going down like that. Need more paint. More paint the better for me. There we go. Like that, and then we can consider the red in the water as well. Picked up some pure colour to go on top of that. It's going to wobble a little bit in the water, but that's alright. And then we can use some of the blue and white. Maybe a little bit more of the white. Okay, now I want a little bit of a lesser red because I want that one to stand out more than the others, so what I might do is throw in a bit of yellow into my brush. Make a more of an orangey red for this boat here, which is more angled, sort of a like that. And then that can be reflected again. Flat strokes in the water. You can always break it up as well. You can like break up the reflection there. Just to remember to re-wipe or reload your brush in between, because you don't want to spread the colour too much. Something like that. I might even break this up a tiny bit there. Yeah, quite like that. So now I've got a boat over here. What colours shall I do those? Well, I might do some orange. And that's what we said, a bit of orange in there. A bit of orange and a bit of yellow. So I use a bit of orange, a bit of basically this brush with more yellow than red. Get a nice orange. It's about right, nice orange colour. So it's just the yellow and red. We can throw that in here. I want a little bit more red in it. That's better. Bit of orange here. While I'm at it, why not? Have a boat there. Quite loose with these, actually. And we've got those other two. Want a little bit of, well, let's do that base of that boat, this orange colour. Bit of the white on it. There we go. Just to add something. I'm going to do this part of the boat brown. So we get this. And got this boat over here, which I'm thinking of doing. I might use a bit of green. I use a bit of the blue and yellow. Blue and yellow, as you know, makes green. So if you haven't got any green paint, you just make some. Make some like that, easy. I say that, you know, easy. It's not something I used to do. I always used to have a green paint. Anyway, let's have that sail like that. some reflection. So I'm trying to create a bit of structure, even though this is a very loose painting really. I'm still sort of trying to create some structure at the same time. I'm going to wipe this brush. What I want now, I'm going to get this sail in. It's the important sail. I'm looking for a brush that's going to be usable. As you know, if you don't know, I never wash my brushes. I always just leave them standing in oil with a little bit of clove oil in it. It's just so I don't have to use paint thinners and stuff, because paint thinners are, you know, they're dangerous. They're hazardous to your health, so not something I want to use, really. So that's what I do. So I'm going to do now, I need some more yellow. I might use a little bit of different yellow. I've got some of this chrome yellow. I thought, because I've messed up my lemon yellow. It's all green and all sorts, but my chrome yellow, that is still looking good. So we'll get some of this chrome yellow and we'll start working on this shape. Again, I'm using a lot of paint. I'm putting the paint on quite thickly, loading my brush, thick paint. It's quite nice and warm, isn't it, this chrome yellow? I like that shape there of the sail. Keep that. Bring that down there. Okay, a bit of yellow. Might balance this paint up a little bit with a bit of yellow back here as well. Like that. And I can do that. And then I need to start thinking about the boat. I need like a brown. So what I might use a mixture of my crimson or my red. I think I'll use a bit of blue and green and red. To make my kind of a dull brown. Could always make it a bit more red, a bit of that, a bit more wood red. That's what I'm thinking anyway. It's quite nice. So I might do my boat with a bit there. Bit there. Just pulling out a few details. Just to give it something a little bit more than a bit more detail, really. Give it a bit more shape, structure. And then I want a bit more of my blue. Something like that. And then I can add a bit of light. Use a bit of orangey brown. Just a bit of light on the top of the boat. And go dark again. Maybe there's a thing there and something there. Something like that. And that shape in there, I've kind of brought that down a little bit too far, so I need to push that back up again, but not too bad. And then we have a little bit there as well. Maybe I can indicate something there. Also, what I might do is have a little bit of a little bit there and put in some like rigging and stuff. I'm not going to do too much of that. I'm keeping this loose really. Pull that back a bit, get that shape a bit there. Putting this over the top of this. Yeah, that looks a bit better. And then what I want to do now is get a few light bits. Okay. A little bit of this here, a little bit of that there. Just sort of sit back, have a look, see what I think. I quite like it actually. Tempted to put a bit more colour on this. This is quite bland, isn't it? But not too much, just a little hint. I think that looks quite good. It's quite a fun little painting. You could do this one. You can throw in some deeper blues in amongst there. Maybe there's one that just breaks that. Whatever you want to do. You can have some fun with it. So I think I'm done there. I enjoyed myself there actually. I do enjoy using oils, and I hope you enjoyed it too. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.